and welcome everyone. Myself Chetna Sharma. I'm Assistant Professor of Law and I'm NET qualified. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Law Impact Academy. So friends, we have already discussed so many sections of Specific Relief Act in my previous videos. Today I'm here to discuss section 12. But before starting section 12, I would like to ask a question from all of you. The question is, I'm asking this question with the help of an example. That means there is a A and B, both made a contract. A made a contract to deliver 100 ton of rice and B made a contract to deliver 50,000 for 100 tons. Alright, I think the example is clear to all of you. Now, due to some reasons, A is not able to produce 100 tons of rice, but he just produced 80 tons of the rice. Now, he is ready and willing to deliver those 80 tons to B. But whether this is allowed under Specific Relief Act, whether the court can order the specific performance of this contract, where the contract was for 100 tons of rice, but A only produced 80 tons. So whether the difference of 20 tons of the rice can be compensated and the part of the contract can be performed. So all of the answer to this question we will get under section 12. So let's start with section 12. But as we all know that Baer Act is the need of law students. So let's discuss it through the Baer Acts.
Section 12 provides for the specific performance of part of contract. That means Section 12 is clearing the status that whether a contract can be performed in part or not. So Section 12 subsection 1 propounds a general principle that ordinarily the court shall not direct the specific performance of a part of contract. That means whenever there is a question for the performance of any contract, the contract must be performed in full. If any party urges before the court that will give specific performance of a part of contract, then the word shall is used in section 12, that the court shall not direct. This is a mandatory provision for the courts, that the court shall not direct the specific performance of part of contract. So this is the general principle, but the exception to these general principles are provided under section 12 subsection 2, section 12 subsection 3 and section 12 subsection 4. So let's understand it through a case law. The case law is Kartar Singh versus Harjinder Singh. In this case, A and B are brother and sister, and they both are jointly possess the land, but A contracted to sell the whole land to C, but here he doesn't consented with her sister, and here he contracted for whole of the land, even the share of his sister. But later on the court decide that A is not the owner of B's part, so he can only contract for his part of land. So here if C files a suit for a specific relief of contract, he can only obtain A's share, not the B's share. Why? Because B was not the party to the contract and she is not compelled to deliver his part to C. So in this case, Supreme Court held that the valid contract is only between the A and C with respect to his part only, not with respect to the part of his sister B. So therefore court held that this contract can be specifically enforced only with respect to the part of A. So let's move towards the first exception of section 12. Section 12 subsection 2. It provides where a party to a contract is unable to perform the whole of his part of it, but the part which must be left unperformed be only a small portion to the whole in the value and admits of the compensation in money, the court may, at the suit of either party, direct the specific performance of so much of the contract as can be performed and award compensation in money for the deficiency. So there are basically two conditions in section 12 subsection 2. First condition is that the part which remained unperformed is very small portion, that it will not affect the major portion of the contract, and the second condition is that the money can be an adequate compensation in part of unperformed contract. So if both these situations are present, then court can allow for the specific performance of that contract. So let's understand this also with help of an illustration. So this is the same example that I have asked you in the very beginning of this video, that if there is a contract between A and B, that A have to deliver 100 tons of rice to B and B will pay accordingly for those 100 tons. But unfortunately, due to some natural condition, A was unable to produce 100 tons of rice and he only produced 80%. Then what is the condition? Then section 12 subsection 2 applies, that where a party to contract is unable to perform the whole of his part. That means in this condition, A is unable to perform whole of the part that is related to 100 tons of the rice. And this is the cardinal principle of law, as I already mentioned in my previous video, that law never bound you to do an impossible act. So here in this condition, A is unable to perform whole of his part, but he is ready to give compensation to B for not performing his part. Then the condition of section 12 subsection 2 applies, that the party is not able to perform whole of his part and the part is so short, the part remain unenforced or unperformed is very small portion, the 20%, that is the difference, 20% is very small portion, and A is able to compensate in the form of money. So here in this condition, court may, that is may word denotes the discretionary power of the court. Here both the parties A and B both can file a suit. If B files a suit, court will ask A to deliver 80% and for the rest 20% he will ask A to pay compensation. And if A files a suit, court will ask B to give the amount only for 80% of the 80% of the contract that is performed, just he have to pay just for 80 tons of rice, and for the 20% he will deduct the amount and pay for only 80%. So hope this is clear to all of you. Now let's move towards section 12 subsection 3. So section 12 subsection 3 provides just opposite condition as mentioned in section 12 subsection 2. That means under section 12 subsection 3, the part which is left unperformed is major portion to the contract. But the same condition applies here also, that if the part which is unperformed is adequately compensated in form of money, then court will allow the party that so much of the contract that he can perform, he will perform that part, and for the rest of the part he have to pay the compensation to the other party, but subject to the relinquishment of all other claims. That means if the other party wants the specific performance of contract, he have to relinquish the other rights relating to the right to compensation or for deficiency or for loss or damage sustained by him, then only the court will allow for specific performance under section 12 subsection 3. Now section 12 subsection 4. Section 12 subsection 4 basically talks when a party of a contract which taken by itself can and ought to be specifically performed stands on a separate and independent footing from another part of the same contract which cannot or ought not to be specifically performed. The court may direct specific performance of the former part. That means if A and B made a contract and the contract is in such a nature, then there are two parts in contract. Both the parts are separate from each other and the performance of one part will not give any effect to any other part, or if any other part remain unperformed, it will not affect the former part of the contract. So in this condition also the court can order for the specific performance of the part of the one part, and he will left the other part unperformed. So this is also condition if both the part of the contract can easily separated, or we can say both the part of the contract are independent. So the court will allow the specific performance of one part and left the other part. So here explanation is also attached with section 4. Explanation provides, for the purpose of this section, a party to a contract shall be deemed to be unable to perform the whole of his part of it if a portion of its subject matter exists at the time of contract has ceased to exist at the time of its performance. That means the date on which you made a contract or any party made a contract, the subject matter exists on that date, but at the time of performance of that date the subject matter does not exist, then we will consider the party is unable to perform that contract. For example, A made a contract with B to sell his car for 3 lakh rupees. Alright, at the date when they made a contract, the car was in existence, but due to any natural calamity, or we can say a flood came and he destroys everything, and then B come to A and he asked for the performance of the contract. Then the subject matter at the time of performance is not exist. All right, so the car is fully destroyed and it is not available to A to deliver it to B or to perform the contract. So the explanation is clearing it that for the purpose of this section, a party to contract shall be deemed to be unable to perform the whole of his part of it if a portion of its subject matter existing at the date of contract and cease to exist at the time of its performance. That means at the time of performance the subject matter is not available to the party to contract. So for him it is unable to perform his part.
So this is all about section 12. Hope you are very well acquainted with section 12 now. So this is all for today's video. If you really like this and if this is really helpful for you to understand section 12, do like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching Law Impact Academy.